It does beg the question, and I said it in the introduction, what is going on with your friend and mine, Mino Riola's Erling Haaland this summer? Have clubs given up on him?
Well, I think two words come to mind, Mino Riola, because those sort of that dynamic of that particular individual makes deals sometimes very difficult to happen. He laid out his little blueprint, didn't he, very early on the summer or early on in the season, last season, about how any deal would be structured, how much he was going to get, how much the boy's father was going to get, how much the boy was going to be paid, and on went the list that sort of ran out as long as the Magna Carta. And that makes the deal unappetising at this moment in time. Whilst this boy is a phenomenon and his goal-scoring record is unbelievable, and he scored a hat-trick on the weekend, I saw in a German Cup game, there are elements of unprovenness about his ability that may be alongside the financial, and I know that's going to be difficult for people to swallow, that he's unproven, but Romelu Lukaku's played in the Premier League, Romelu Lukaku's played at Manchester United, played at Everton, played at West Bromwich Albion, seen the length and breadth of the Premier League, and may well be an easier deal to happen because there's an element of emolliency about the desire that Inter Milan have to sell a player. Borussia Dortmund have not been keen to play, have they?
No.
Is he Dortmund or Leverkusen?
Dortmund,
right?
He's Dortmund. Yeah, but Simon, I'll stop you in your tracks. I mean, Romelu, 28.
Yeah.
Haaland, 21.
Oh, absolutely. And the length and breadth of the opportunity that exists with a player of this talent and the contract you'd have to put him under, or could put him under, and the potential resale value and the economic upside of a player like Erling Haaland if he joins your club and you could still move him along, a bit like Ronaldo coming to Man United and ending up at Real Madrid. None of the clubs that would sign Erling Haaland would ever want to consider themselves as a gateway club, so they'd not be looking at the economic value of the player, they'd be looking at the real-time value of what he can achieve. Chelsea are in a situation where, from what I gather, Tuchel gave them three options, didn't he? He gave them Kane, he gave them Haaland, and he gave them Lukaku. Nice place to be shopping in if you're a manager.
Oh, if you do it.
At that end of the spectrum. Yeah. Lukaku is a top quality footballer. You know, he's gone and scored unbelievable amount of goals for Inter Milan. And maybe the sum of all the parts of the deal make it easier for them to do. Haaland does not seem like a deal that gets easily done. Because if you think about it, it defies logic. It defies logic for Dortmund. They've got a release clause in a year's time for 75 million quid.
That's right.
You would think now was the time that they really had to capitalise on this player.
Yeah.
Because the economic value of him staying with them for another season will not be 75 million quid. They won't be getting 75 million pounds worth of more gate receipts or 75 million pounds worth of more Champions League money. Yeah. They'll be losing 75 million quid because they could be selling him now for 150, 160, 170 or God knows what.
Yeah, but further down the line, it'll be a surefire bun fight when it comes to the bit that he's available for 75 million.
Well, that's the point. The point is
go get him now.
But the point is that nobody seems to be able to want to do that deal, and these deals don't get done. These deals don't happen for a reason.
But why? Because of Mino. Are you saying Mino is one of the major factors in this?
Well, of course he is. It's undeniable that he is a difficult animal to deal with. You don't get people like Man United, and even Gary Neville was turned around and said, "This club should never be dealing with this guy again." Now that's unrealistic because he does operate within a vacuum of power.
But Simon, he's an agent. He's no more than an agent.
Yeah,
Riola. Surely, if you want Haaland that much, you've got to go through to Riola to get him.
Well, you have,
and you can haggle hard.
But at this moment in time, you've got Riola to deal with, and you've got the commercial vagary of a broad church of bids that can come in for this player because there's no governance of what he can be sold for. In a year's time, there's governance. The governance is 75 million unlocks the door. Right now, who knows what unlocks the door because Dortmund don't have to do anything. Dortmund sit there and go, well, you want him. You've got to break our arm off at the shoulder to get him. So we don't have to sell him right now. We're not interested in selling him. So not only have you got the commercial difficulty of dealing with Riola and his endless list of demands and what he thinks the father should get and what he thinks the son should get and how much of a contract should be paid and X, Y, Z and God knows whatever else he's asking for. You've then got a situation where you've got Dortmund to deal with and what they may want at this equation. Now, in a year's time, the world turns. All of these clubs are continuing to progress. Man City are buying players that will continue their progress. They're one step away from completing their master plan, their fiendish plan for world domination, which is winning the Champions League. So these clubs are not standing still. Erling Haaland is the answer, but what's the question? The question is, does he have to be signed now when all of the factors of a free market pricing, a difficult agent, and his currency being at its hottest, when in a year's time, one part of the jigsaw is taken out of the mix. Yeah. Now that still comes fraught with problems because you can believe that if 75 million is taken off the table in terms of, if you think his market value now is 150 million, right? But you buy him in a year's time for 75 million. Where's that other 75 million going to go? It's going to go to Riola and it's going to go to Erling Haaland. So they will also be in the mix saying, well, we can get 20 million quid now, but if we get him out in a year's time and we dictate, because there'll be a bidding war, right? And it won't be a bidding war for the benefit of Dortmund. It'll be 75 million quid, choose your club. And which club is going to pay Riola the most? Which club is going to pay the player the most, because they know they're getting him at what's perceived to be a discount?
I get what you're saying, but that is then, this is now. And the now situation is this. If you're going to pay 100 million for Romelu Lukaku, age 28, why not go that bit further, Riola or no Riola involvement, and go for Haaland, who's 21 but is going to cost you a lot more money? Because he surely is a better investment at that level.
But you have to have some form of opportunity with the club that's selling him that gives them an indication they want to sell. Inter Milan have told you, we want to sell. Yeah. We have to sell.
Yes.
Dortmund have said the precise opposite. They've said the exact opposite, diametrically.
Well, they're going to say that, Simon, but they'd love to sell him for the amount of money that they would take.
It's really simple then. Then if that's a positioning statement from them, offer them 150 million quid, put it on the table and see what they say. But no one's done it. Yeah. No one has done it.
True. Might be time. I mean, there's still time in this window, isn't there? Bayern Munich saying last night it's a bit too difficult for us to try and achieve this. But I didn't think it would be difficult for Chelsea. I didn't think it would be difficult for the big boys here. If they wanted them that badly, Riola or no Riola, as I keep on saying, then get him in.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, Riola where Riola was hawking him around was Spain, wasn't he? That's where we saw him climbing off planes and making himself busy in Real Madrid and Barcelona's boardroom. Yeah. And they are the two places he cannot go. That's right. Because of the wage restrictions that are being put on both Madrid and Barcelona by La Liga. Yeah. So all of these moving parts, if Bayern Munich are saying it's difficult, if Chelsea don't want to entertain it, if Man City don't want to entertain it, then the common denominator tells you this is a deal that can't be done today.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.